Hello, I'm Damian Barrett and welcome to the 2018 wash-up for the Carlton Football Club, brought to you by Karcher. Callum Twomey and Matthew Lloyd are with me. And Lloydie, do you see enough of those green shoots for the Blues to rise again, or are there more dark days to come for this group?
I think next year will be still dark, Damo. I think, but there are enough green shoots. So I love, obviously, we all love Cripps and Curnow, but I look at players like Marchbank, Plowman, Harry Mackay. Just need more from them, but I think it's still probably 2 years away. So I think they're on the right track with the way they're doing it, but still next year will be pretty lean times, I would have thought.
We'll start with some highlights out of 2018. Kel?
Yeah, you have to go back to round 8, I think, for the highlight. Their win against the Bombers. It was a win that probably knocked out the Bombers in terms of their final series, one that will cost them a spot in the top 8. They live for the Bombers every time they play them, and they started the season 0-7. This was their only win for about 4 months of the year. It was a thrilling one at the G. A pressure reliever for the guys there, and we see how relieved they were. The coach, Brendan Bolton, under a lot of pressure there. So a good win for the Blues at that point. I think you have to go back to round 8 for their season highlight.
Yeah, and it forced such mass change, both attitudinal and literally at the Bombers, didn't it? So my highlights for the year for Carlton were the two young stars. We know Paddy Cripps has been around for some time, but this guy here, Charlie Curnow, who emerged in his own right as a genuine star, not just a genuine young star, but a genuine star. And I think if you were to base a team around a young man these days, I think he would be the number one pick, and I thought his highlight package is going to be as good as anyone's when you package it all up for what he did during the year. And as I said before, Paddy Cripps, he's been around for a long time. He's been banged up, and you can see that strapping on the knee, which is irregular to his play, but he just gets through. And while people around him are a little bit worried about could he, I suppose, go through the toll of being the main man each week, he's clearly been able to do that.
Could he be the captain next year?
It's either him or Doherty. I think Murphy won't captain, but do you think he's ready, Cal?
Yeah, I think he's ready. I think he's ready to take it on full time.
Yeah, I'll be making that move. I'll be making it before Christmas to make it pretty much aware. Murphy won't be captain. That's the highlights. Lordo, lowlights.
Yeah, just some of the kids that I think are top-end talent, Cal, but haven't developed, and I just got a list of them here. And Harry Mackay, great to see him finish this season really well, but look at Wiedering.
What's happened with him?
Yeah, I just think he's become sluggish. I think where they mucked up with him is they moved him forward. Yep. I think he was drafted as a defender. They tried to turn him into a forward or try and play him forward for the sake of the team, and he lost his way a little bit. Petrevski-Seaton's got to work harder. Silvani, well, what position does he play in? And Kennedy, again, looks sluggish through the year.
He does look sluggish and slow, and that's what was a standout thing for him at the Giants. It just hasn't come on for him.
Yeah. Just in the big picture, my lowlight was the fact that this club is as absolute rock bottom. It has been for a long time, but 5 wooden spoons now in the last 17, 18 years, 23 years since their last premiership success. All right, it's time to mark them out of 10, and we'll start with you, Lordo, please.
Just a 1 for me, Damo. Just 2 wins, just not good enough.
Absolutely, one for me, Damo. Can't be any more.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. I couldn't get near 2, and I was even thinking of making it a 0.5. But let's see who cleaned up this year for the Blues.
Yeah, you guys mentioned Charlie Curnow and Patrick Cripps before, but Zach Fisher's one that's taken the eye as well. He's a small guy, picked 27 a couple of years ago in the draft, so not a really early pick, but someone who's taken the game on throughout the season. So light body, but we see his tenacious tackling across the year. Look, his season was ended a little bit early because of that broken leg as part of the Daniel Howe trip late in the season, but averaged 19 disposals a game until that point. It really takes on someone to like for the Blues and delivers the ball really well.
You like him, Water?
Yeah, I love him too. And where will be his best position, you think, over the next 10 years?
He might end up a half-back like Cade Simpson going forward, taking that spot. So I really think that he's a versatile player and moves along well. Yeah,
you just mentioned Cade Simpson. He's my standout. What a player he's been this year. He cleaned up beautifully. That's what he does. The poise that he's got, the decision-making, the courage that we see here. He's just got it all. And what I love about players who play well in poor sides, and that's what Cade Simpson's done for a long, long time, has to go on again next year. He's been that good. And
he hasn't lost anything, has he?
Never lost leg speed. I think that's what Fletcher and Boomer Harvey did. They never lost their leg speed, and the Simpsons the same. That's why they play for so long.
There's a lot of people at the Blues under pressure, but we'll take a look at a few people who are most under pressure. And I'm going to start here with Levi Casbolt. He's been around for a very long time now, spent a fair bit of time in the VFL. I know he's contracted for next year, but it's hard to see him playing any significant role in whatever it is they do from
Will anyone go after him? I'm not sure that he's got the value for him. Now, they can't get a game for the Blues. I mean, for me, there's a couple of key defenders who I think are under pressure as well. Alex Silvani and Sam Rowe, both out of contract at the end of this season. Sam Rowe's played a bit of footy this year, but I'm not sure he holds a place in that team going forward. The other one that I want to throw up as well is Dale Thomas. Looks like he's going to go on. Is that the right move? I'm not sure that he's the player that the Blues certainly thought they were getting it, and he still has another year to go. by the looks.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'm surprised he's going on, but just shows probably where Carlton are at while they'll give him another year.
The older players are coming back into vogue, though, aren't they? They need to keep one or two on. Lordo, it's doom and gloom here, but lighten it up for us, please.
Yeah, there's the most pressure in this segment. Trying to get a laugh, and it's about that man, Daisy Thomas. We haven't got many characters left in the game. What about this one? Just the cheeky pulling down the pants of Sean McKernan. And, Sean didn't like it, it's fair to say. And this wasn't the only thing he did. The sold scrunchy trick. We saw it happen to Cale Hooker earlier last year, and he's just pulled out the scrunchy just to annoy the key defender.
You ever done that?
No, I haven't even thought of that one. They didn't have them back in my day.
So much work to do for the Blues to get their house in order for next year. But to me, right now, they've just got to, I suppose, suck it up, given they went public with the need to not have a priority pick. They've changed their tune on that. They've not just got to ask for it, but actually ask for one early in the draft. They won't get it the way I read it, but they've just got to make sure they get one.
There's nothing to lose in asking for it. Absolutely. No, the thing that I think they need to do is put pick one on the table. Put pick one on the trade table. It hasn't been traded since 2001, but try and land a big fish. Dylan Shield, do they go after Mitch McGovern? Do they go really hard at Gaff and throw extra money at him while he's still making up his mind? Look, pick one's there. And a trade, try and get something for it.
Surely out of that group, though, Shield's the only one you'd give up one for? You wouldn't give it up for Gaff, would you?
No, well, Gaff will come as a free agent, I guess, but obviously Shield is Shield, you just do the deal.
Yeah, just on that, that's sort of what I think they need, is just the Cripps and Curnow, just too much is left to them. I'm worried for them, how young they are and what they have to do. So a player around 22, 23 who's a top ender to try and support them next year.
All right, it's been a really tough year. Let's have a look what we think will happen next year. And Lloydie, I'll start with you.
Yeah, they'll still be bottom four, but hopefully can win around the 5 or 6 games.
I'd be surprised if they won 5 or 6 games next year. I think they'll be 3 or 4.
Yeah, Cal, I'm with you. I reckon 3 or 4, and we've all got them in that 15 to 18 brackets. Guys, thank you, and that's the wash-up for the Blues in 2018.